right, it is officially that time of the week again. We've got ourselves a brand new Grow a Garden update, and your boy is back from his vacation. As you can see from right next to me, we have quite a lot to go over. But like we always do, I'm going to have a full guide set up for you guys so you can jump right into this and pretty much get started on the entire grind that you have ahead of you. With that being said, here we are in the center of the map where you will finally see the brand new BIZZY Bee update. The way that this works is rather straightforward. It's very similar to all of the other events. To give you the easiest breakdown, on the right hand side you see the swarm event. This happens every single hour, and obviously you'll be able to keep track of this with the timer that's listed right under. In the middle, you're going to have the queen bee, which you can interact with to basically go ahead and open up the shop, because this is exactly where you'll be spending all of your honey currency, which I will explain to you in just a second on how you get. Inside of here, we have the flower seed pack, 2 brand new seeds being the nectarine seed as well as the hive fruit seed, a honey sprinkler, a brand new bee egg as well as bee crate for some cosmetics. Along with that, we also have the honeycomb, a bee chair, as well as the honey torch and the honey walkway. Now, if we scroll up to the top here, you'll notice that I told you that there is 2 brand new seeds, but technically speaking, there's a lot more than that. Inside of the flower seed pack, if I click on this question mark right here, you can see that this is all of the brand new seeds, with obviously the sunflower being the rarest one here at a 0.5% chance. Coming back over here, looking at the bee egg, these are all of the brand new pets that we have, and you probably saw me showing inside of my own garden the queen bee, which keep in mind that every single one of these are going to have some really good benefits for you guys to be able to get more honey and make more purchases inside of the shop at the queen bee. Over here in the bee crate, for those of you that are into cosmetic stuff, we've got the honey pot, the beehive, as well as the honey barrel as pretty much like the more common pieces. Then we have the honey pillar and the bee podium being some of those somewhat rare items that are obtainable inside of here, with finally the honey fountain being the 5% sort of like holy grail here. Now, there is some actual other stuff that's going to be going on with cosmetics, which I'll show you guys in just a little bit, because now we're going to move over to this item over here, which has an NPC inside that you're probably kind of familiar with, which is on it. At least I believe that's on it. Either way, if you look inside of my inventory here, you'll notice that I have a couple of things with a pollinated mutation on them. This sort of goes ahead and happens inside of your farm on some of your crops every single time that a swarm event ends up happening. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to be changed when the update actually goes live, because I am in the test server right now, but pollination does happen randomly, even outside of the bee swarm sort of like events over here, but the swarm event basically increases the chances. On top of that, a lot of these pets that are in here also have some pretty good passives in regards to the pollinated stuff. We'll go over every single one of their passives in just a second. Now, if you notice, in my case, it says to go ahead and collect my honey, and that's because I already placed pollinated stuff inside of here earlier. So if you notice, I have 858 honey. If I go ahead and collect this, it's going to give me 10 honey, and then I can basically go ahead and pull out some of this other pollinated stuff and give it to on it, where if you notice on the left hand side, it says now how much I need to basically fill up this jug in order for the process to begin. I believe it's 10 minutes. Let's go ahead and fill this up so that I can show you guys really quick. It looks like they did lower it down to 3 minutes now, because before it was 10 minutes. It could be different maybe for whatever it is that you actually place inside of there, but either way, the process is fairly simple. And now we can go ahead and move on to the good stuff inside of our garden. Now, for those of you that are cosmetic lovers, there is quite a lot that's available for this update. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure it was pushed out last night. But basically, if you open up your cosmetic inventory now, they finally did go ahead and add that delete button, so you can get rid of things that you just basically didn't want anymore, right? So that way you can make some more space to be able to purchase other cosmetic items. On top of that, if we also open up the shop, there is now a section here called cosmetics that you can basically go ahead and spend either in-game money or Robux to go ahead and increase the inventory slots as well as your placement slots for your cosmetics. So if you notice, every single time that I purchase it with in-game money, it does double. So right now it's 1 billion, then it doubles to 2 billion, and then it'll double to 4 billion and so forth. So it does get pretty expensive, to the point where I believe it's a little bit over 1 trillion to completely max this out to the 10 upgrades each. So obviously for those of you that are hardcore cosmetic people, then this is going to be a nice little addition for you, but I just hope that you have a lot of money. With that being said, you'll probably notice that I do have the honey bench down here, or I guess I believe it's called the honey chair. I also have the honey walkway over here and one of the honey torches. If I open up my inventory here, I actually have another honey torch that I'm going to place down just about right over there. And this is now also a good opportunity to show you guys. I'm not sure if this is new or not, because obviously I have been on vacation, but we can basically go ahead and rotate everything in completely different directions now. It's kind of interesting. Definitely adds a cool little factor to this. Obviously, there is the regular rotate button, and then there's this one over here that lets you rotate it in the opposite direction. Pretty cool, man. They're definitely doing a lot with the cosmetic stuff. Also, here is the honeycomb thing. Let me go ahead and place that down right there. And I guess we'll put it maybe right over here. Let's rotate this not that way. Maybe this way. Nope, not. Oh yeah, that way, right there. Perfect, just like that. And then we're gonna put it maybe right up against here, I guess. I don't know. That's such a weird piece. I don't really know where that could go, to be honest. But either way, now let's jump into the important stuff, being the pets as well as the new seeds. Over here, we've got ourselves the queen bee. Showed you guys this before. It is a divine inside of the brand new egg. It says every 24 minutes, a nearby fruit gets magically pollinated, applying pollinated mutation. Every 29 minutes, a random pet will refresh its cooldown. So it's actually pretty decent. Besides it also having a pollinated effect, it also has a separate passive on it. Next up, we have the legendary petal bee. Every 24 minutes, it flies to a nearby fruit and pollinates it, and a 1.29% chance flower type fruits stay after harvest. Now I'll go ahead and pick up one of my queen bees here, and then we'll place down one of the regular bees, so that way I can show you this. So again, nothing really too crazy with this one. It just basically pollinates your stuff. That'll happen every single 24 minutes. And you know what? I actually had one of the bear bees, but I don't know what happened to it. This guy has a massive bear bee over here, so I'm going to show you guys. But this one says every 25 minutes, it goes to a nearby fruit and tries to pollinate it, but it's not a bee, so it fails and turns it to honey glazed instead. Now, this person actually has some of the fruits with honey glazed on it, so it just sort of like drips honey, basically. In case you are curious as to what that looks like, pollinated just adds that sort of like yellow cloud effect around it, which, you know what's funny? I actually just realized that my bear bee is down here. I literally could have sworn that I checked everywhere down there and I didn't see it. But anyways, there's my bear bee. Now, I've been holding on to a sunflower seed for quite some time now, so I'm sort of excited to go ahead and put these finally down to be able to grow. But before I do that, let me grab some of these other more common ones, just so that way I can show you guys pretty much everything. All right, so let's start off with the rose right over here. Let's place down some water. We've got the lilac seed, we got a foxglove seed, and the pink lily seed right over here. Now, honestly, the only one that I'm really missing is the purple dahlia, so I won't be able to show you that one. Kind of unfortunate. I'm going to see if somebody in this server has it. I do have a sunflower, though, and it looks like, unfortunately, no one in here has it. Kind of sad, to be honest. Either way, while these are growing, let's go ahead and also place down our sunflower. We'll put this bad boy down right over here. Let's give it a little bit of water. And there it goes. It is officially in the growing process. Let's see how tall this thing grows. All right, perfect. So it is now completely grown. We just got to basically wait until it grows out a sunflower so we can see how much it sells for. While we wait for that, I also want to go ahead and open up a bee crate so I can show you guys some of the things that you can get. I do have only 2 right now, but it looks like you get some pretty cool stuff inside of here. First thing that we got is some type of pillar or something. I don't really know. And for this one, we got ourselves, I also don't know, maybe like a tub of honey. Yeah, so this one definitely looks like some type of tub full of honey. And this one is just a honey-themed pillar, basically. Also, there is 3 other things that I want to mention to you guys in the video, which I can't actually show you, but you'll definitely see them in the process of the update releasing or even after the update releases, being 3 sort of like brand new weathers or something like that. Some of them are more than likely admin only, very similar to like the disco event. But anyways, there's one called a B NATO, as well as On It DJ, which I don't really know what that is, and another one that's called Void. So these are three sort of like random events that are more than likely going to have some type of mutation attached to them. Jando will more than likely attach some type of like concurrent player goal, and then he'll summon it in every single server, very similar to like how he does, like I said before, with Disco or even the lasers. All right, so after waiting about a solid 20 minutes, it finally went ahead and grew out. It's pretty big, to be honest. I did go ahead and sort of move everything around so I can get a thumbnail really quick. Yeah, let's go ahead and use our harvest tool here so we can grab it. And there it is right there, a sunflower. This thing is insane, bro. 43 kg. Either way, let's get the base value on this, even though it is, you know, ginormous. But the value on this is 1.2 million, which is actually not that bad. Now, again, to be fair, I did go ahead and have sprinklers on this, so it was well above the average size, but for the most part, that should be everything that you guys are expecting for this update. Obviously, a couple of things can get added last minute or so. I'm currently recording this inside of the test server, even though you guys are seeing this when the update goes live, or give or take an hour before. If you have any additional questions, or if you guys want to go ahead and maybe add to this, let me know in the comment section. I'll go ahead and pin the top comment. But with that being said, we're going to end off right here. If you would like to, make sure to swing by the live stream. We should be live right now as you're watching this. But that's pretty much going to do it for this video. Like always, I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.